Welcome to the channel. I've sat myself down here in my garden to talk to you about the prophecy of the white stag. Now I'm going to tell you this prophecy on the one hand. On the other hand, this video is about British royalty. Because the British royals have been incredibly unlucky lately. They've been in the news quite a lot. Prince Andrew has gotten cancer in the stomach. Prince Charles, King Charles should I say, also has cancer. Camilla also has cancer, and Kate Middleton has disappeared off the face of the earth for all we know. They keep releasing pictures telling us she's fine, but they are heavily photoshopped pictures, so nobody believes them anymore. Now, don't worry, this channel hasn't turned into a celebrity gossip channel over the past couple of weeks. This is still a pagan channel, but I believe the prophecy of the white stag and the recent bad luck of the royal bloodline in England are very much linked. They're actually the same thing. I will explain it in this video. Now, white stag or white animals, that isn't just something that is uniquely British. There are Scottish tales, there are Irish tales, there are Hungarian tales. Even in Thailand they have tales of mythical white beasts, and even in America, the Native Americans, I believe it's the Cree and the Lakota, who have very much white animals, and they have big mythology around that. White animals symbolize something. They symbolize purity. Purity and wisdom. Insight in the mysteries of life. You can also tell that by the fact that they're very elusive. If you want to see a white stag or a white buffalo or a white buzzard or eagle, you can't just go to a zoo and see it. You can't just go to certain places in nature and be guaranteed that you see one. The white animals are very rare and therefore very elusive. And I believe that represents the essence of esoteric wisdom. Meaning that true wisdom can only be given to you if you're worthy. Just like your eyes can only see a white stag if you're worthy. There's a famous story actually. I believe it was King Edward, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's in the 11th century in Scotland. And this king was on a hunting party. And he was deep into the forest, and suddenly a white stag appeared. And this white stag saw him, big antlers, and he was ready to charge. And he charged straight at the king, but he stopped. And then they saw a cross between the antlers of the white stag. It was a Christian cross. I believe that still to this day, the stag with the cross is still in Edinburgh's coat of arms, because they believe that King Edward was divinely protected. On the other side of the ocean, actually the Lakota people have a very large mythology when it comes to white animals. All their sacred rites and rituals come from a white animal. They call her the white buffalo calf woman. Why? Because it was a white buffalo calf who turned into a woman, gave them their sacred rites, and then turned back into a buffalo. And they were told that there will come a time that the white buffalo calf woman will return, and there will be a time that white animals will be all over the earth. White buffalo, buzzards, and that will be a sign. This will be a sign of the changing times. This will be the time that the old world will fade away and a new world will be born. And that all the tribes will come together, the 7 sacred council fires will be lit, and there will be a new good beginning. As they say probably in Hinduism, the end of ignorance and the end of the Kali Yuga. Because the white represents the pureness. It represents the light. So those are just some stories of what a white stag represents. But how did this relate to the royal family? Well, here it goes. I don't know if you remember this, but during the height of the pandemic in 2021, a white stag appeared in an English village. Immediately, forest rangers came to check it out, police came to check it out, and they were like, this is dangerous, people could bump into it, accidents, we need to get this white stag back into the forest. So they tried to guide it back into the forest, but you've guessed it, the white stag didn't want to go. So the forest rangers were like, we have to tranquilize it. So they shot 4 darts, and all darts were direct hits. But the stag didn't go to sleep, which is a bit odd. I think it's a bit odd, I'm not a wildlife expert, but I don't know how many darts it usually takes to sedate a deer or a stag, but it didn't go down. So in the end, the police shot the white stag. Now, I'll put an article here in the video. I believe it's from The Guardian. I've seen several articles where the police officer who shot the stag, profusely apologized for shooting such a magnificent beast. And I think one of the reasons he did that is because he felt on the inside like, this isn't good. It's not good when you kill this very rare and elusive creature, which symbolizes purity and new beginnings and prosperity. That's not good. But since it was the police who shot them, who is ultimately responsible, who ultimately governs the British lands? You've guessed it, the royals. So that was in 2021. Let's do a little checklist of what's happened to the royals since 2021. First one, the Queen dies. This isn't very significant. Well, it is significant that she dies, but she's very old, so it's not strange that she's died. After that, Charles was coronated. In between that, I believe it was Prince Philip. There was this one person who was outed as basically a pedophile, which is also a very bad, bad for your public relations. I believe that Camilla Parker Bowles also was diagnosed with cancer. And the newly crowned King, Charles, is also diagnosed with cancer. Now, the royals usually keep things they're very closed off. Like when he has like a cancer, they're very rich. If rich people have access to different kind of healthcare that we have, so they can fix a lot of stuff. So if they could fix it without us knowing that he had cancer, they would do it. So the fact that they come out and say Prince Charles has cancer means that it's pretty bad. So Camilla has cancer. They have a pedophile in the family. The king himself has cancer. The aforementioned pedophile in the family also has stomach cancer, I believe. And now there's Kate Middleton, who is completely missing and nobody knows what's going on. That's a lot of stuff in a couple of years that happens to a royal family. And I believe that's in part because energetically they've been held responsible for the killing of the white stag. Now the question is, do you agree? Or do you think I'm full of shit? Please let me know if you agree with this theory in the comments below. Killing a mythical animal is not a good sign for anything. Then we can talk about and think about the symbolism of what it is, and the role that the royals play in this part of history. Since it kind of was the royals that killed the white stag, now maybe that's symbolic for the fact that the royals aren't really helping facilitate a new beginning here on Earth. They're actually actively working against it. And because they're actually working against it, a new beginning, that's why bad luck will befall on them. Because it's a natural law that, the sun goes up and the sun sets. Not just the sun, but on us too, but on every phase in life too. Everything has a beginning and has an end. And certain things are now ending and certain things are now certainly beginning. Not only to the British prophecy, but like I said before, to this Lakota prophecy. So if you're wondering why food is so expensive, why it looks like everybody's going mad, why it looks like society is falling apart, that's good. You can't have a new beginning without the old ending. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next week, and let me know what you think. Will this dead white stag actually kill off the royals, or will they continue to rule in a different way? Okay. Ga met de goden. See you next time.